Hi friends, and welcome back to another episode of This is for the Soul, the podcast, and I'm your host, Brianna Sade. This is officially chapter 2. If you're new here, hello and welcome, and if you are not, welcome back. If you know that before each episode, I do a little intuitive shuffle with my tarot deck and I elaborate on the collective message that's meant to be heard from Spirit and the Divine, and I set the intention that if the message is for you, it will be for you. But this time, we're going to do something a little different. I am still going to have my pre-shuffled cards, but instead of using a tarot deck, I'm going to be using an oracle deck. I received my very first oracle deck for Christmas and I was super excited because I wanted an oracle deck. Oracle cards, if you don't know, are just like, they're kind of like, they help you go deeper into a message. They're like self-reflection cards in a way. Each card has an image and it has a channeled message on it, usually one word, and then there's a guidebook that goes along with it, and in the guidebook it explains what the card means more in depth, and sometimes it offers healing and like different things that you can do to kind of connect with the card itself. But I also do think oracle cards are great conversation starters because the messages are very healing and very inspiring and uplifting, and I really love the artwork of this deck as well, and it's purple. Purple is my favorite color. I have like everything purple and I automatically resonated with it. But anyway, let's get into this message. So I will try my best to have the deck linked somewhere so you guys can get the chance to view it, called Beyond Lemuria. I hope I'm saying that right. Beyond Lemuria Oracle Cards by Izzy Ivy. I've been using this deck on myself for a couple of days and I really have been connecting with every single message, and reading the guidebook helps a lot. But anyway, the collective card that came out is the Starseer, and that is card 46. So in the guidebook it says, listen to your intuition, trust the holistic journey, dreams finding their way into being, the bigger picture, a more aligned outcome than expected, clarity of the greater path. Automatically in numerology, if you reduce the number 46, it reduces to 1. And 1 means new beginnings, new paths, fresh starts. That just really signals that once you begin to lean into your intuition more and believe that whatever path you're on is going to lead you to something greater, that's when things will manifest or just drop into your life. Trusting your intuition is big, and I have struggled with trusting my intuition. 9 times out of 10, I know that deep down inside my intuition is correct, but I still will go against it in any way because it's just like I struggled with trusting myself. But once you release that control and allow yourself to trust yourself, that this is your story and you can write it however you want to write it, that's when things will move in your favor. And it can be unexpected, it can be overnight, it can be whenever, however. But by you releasing control and just trusting your intuition and taking that leap of faith and allowing God, Spirit, the Divine to guide you, and you don't have any doubt in your heart that you're being led astray, that's top tier. That's top tier. And that's kind of exactly what I want to get into with this episode. It is a new year, by the way. Happy New Year. 2023 was a year that went by super quick, but it was a year of me just purging and releasing everything in my life that no longer served me. And it's crazy because that process is still happening to this day, and it didn't feel like a normal transition into 2024. Obviously, we're in a new year because that's what we've been conditioned to believe. But if we are meant to be in line with nature and the seasons and the animals and everything that Mother Nature has to offer, this really isn't the time to start a year. The real new year, which is what I've been saying, is around the spring equinox, and the spring equinox is in March, early April. That makes a lot of sense because that is the time when we get to experience new growth, rebirth. The animals are out of hibernation. The plants are growing. The leaves are coming back on the trees. The weather is getting warm. This period of time that we're in right now is really the dead of winter. And humans, we are not supposed to be working as hard as we do, but we have been conditioned to be this way. It's instilled within us that we are supposed to work hard and be super productive in order to live a happy life. Social media plays a role in that. And there's a lot of other external factors that play a role in that. I graduated college and I feel like I graduated college. I got a job straight out of college. I work at a preschool as a TA. And I love my kids. I really do. But at the same time, it's like, I didn't even get a degree to do this. My degree had nothing to do with working with kids. 1. And 2, I just feel like I'm just not where I wanted to be. You know, I'm going through a depression because it's like, is this it? Like, did I go to college and do all this just to work and not have nothing else set up for myself? And I'm really being dramatic because there are a lot of things that I have set up for myself, but it's a matter of me taking those things seriously and being consistent. And even with coming back to the podcast, like, I really do like podcasting. I do. But for the longest of time, sorry guys, my cat is being a cat right now. I really do love podcasting and talking to people and just doing anything I can to help others. But the one thing that I struggled with is authenticity. I felt like I wasn't being real. And I had to ask myself, like, okay, Brianna, why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like you're not being real? Well, the answer to that question was I wasn't being real with myself. I really never really knew what I really wanted. And sometimes I get in my own way and I self-destruct my own plans, which is why I continuously stay stuck in the same situations. And I really have to learn how to stand on business, like big business. It's a new year, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to overwork myself and become overly productive and beat myself up like I normally do. No, I have to just give myself grace. I have to give myself the time, the energy, and the pep that I need to continuously motivate myself into becoming this better person. So taking those small steps and doing what I can, even if my situation isn't the best or how I would like for my situation to be, and accepting that. Because once I lean into the imperfections of life and lean into the things that I know that I can't change, but I can make the best of it, that's when I really can start to enjoy things. And that's the beauty of what it is that I'm learning. And, you know, like I said, last year, I've lost friends. I've lost relationships that I really thought could have been. But because I was ignoring all the red flags and because I wasn't ready to be honest with myself and say, you know, it's time to let this go. It's time to start anew. It's time to begin a fresh new journey. And of course, because I decided not to do away with it, the universe decided to do away with it for me. And this seems to keep happening to me because I'm very stubborn. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you guys out there who can relate to being very stubborn. Sometimes giving away things, letting go of things, purging things, cleansing, recharging your energy, it's scary because we don't know what's on the other side of that feeling. We only know what's comfortable to us. So once we can become comfortable with being uncomfortable, then that's when things can begin to get better. And that's when we can start painting that picture of a dream life or writing a story that actually makes sense, because there's a lot of things in life that we want, but we can't seem to achieve because we're not willing to let go. That Starseer card, 100% resonate. And that's why I chose to use this deck, because it just delivers these messages that are very helpful. Thank you guys so much for listening, and just stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm working on bettering my relationship with consistency and continually pushing out content with my ideas, instead of just having my ideas sitting on the laptop and not pushing forward. But because I do have a good support system around me, and because I have people who are pushing me to do better, is what's motivating me to do better. But like I said, stay tuned, because chapter 2 is going to be very exciting, very interesting. A lot of new things are happening. I've made a lot of new changes that I'm so excited to share. Hibernation season. This is the time for us to reflect, be more selfish about the things that we want, but also be more cautious of our energy, be more intentional on how we spend our time and what we are doing. Because this is planning season. This is the season in our lives where we're not doing too much, but we're still putting in that effort. But then the seasons will change when it's time to actually implement those changes that we planned for, and the light is green and it's time to go and tackle new things and new ventures. So I am going to continue to give myself grace and move how I move when I want to move, and not let anybody else try to interfere with my plans as anybody else should. This is the beginning of a new journey for me, and I'm very interested to see how this goes. And if you are not following, make sure you guys are following the 444 The Soul Instagram page. That is the official podcast page. Not only is it a page for the podcast, but it's also a regular behind the scenes page of me in my life. Also, you can follow my main page on Instagram, Brianna Sade. That is BriannaShadee. I love you guys, and I pray that everybody has a healthy and prosperous rest of the new year, and I will chit chat with you guys next time. Bye.